Hi everybody, my name's Allie, and thanks for joining us today for the Rapid City Public Library's Fantastic Crafts Wednesday. Each week this summer, we're going to be featuring a new STEAM-themed craft or activity that you can follow along with right at home from the comfort of your house. You can pick up a take and make kit to join along with our crafts at the library by either coming into the library and talking with the librarian, or you can pick one up through our drive-through window so you don't even have to come into the building. Now, before we get started with our take and make craft for this week, I'd like to tell you guys a little bit about our summer reading program. Make sure that you have downloaded a log or picked one up from the library and that you're tracking your hours, because we have so many great reading prizes this year. And excuse me, I said hours, but I mean minutes, because all you need to do to track your reading and win great prizes is read for 15 minutes a day, turn in your log once you've read for 25 days straight, and you can enter for a chance to win some really, really awesome prizes, just like this awesome edible candy gloop slime kit. This is edible slime, you guys. You can make it and eat it. Oh my gosh. And another example prize is our cool crystal growing kit from Discovery. Really neat. So we have tons of great kits. We have lots of Legos, lots of science, toys, all sorts of activities that you can win just for tracking your reading and turning that into us. Make sure that you're tracking and make sure that you're logging and turning it into us so that you can win these cool prizes, guys. They're so neat and I'm so excited to share them with you. Cool. All right, well, let's get started with our first fantastic craft of the summer. Our first craft is going to be making magical unicorn circuit cards. So we have our little magical unicorn circuit card kit. Again, you can pick this up from the library and follow along. You can also use these materials if you have them at home. So today with our circuit kits, we're going to be learning about circuits. A circuit is a complete path around something that electricity makes in order to light something up or turn something on, in order to create a connected flow of electricity so that electronics can work. A circuit must include a source of electricity, usually a battery, and then it needs to have materials that the electricity can flow through. These materials that electricity can flow through are called conductive materials, and I'm going to show you what we're going to use as our conductive materials and our source of power today so that we can create a complete circuit, and you can do it right from the comfort of your home. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at the supplies that are included in your take and make kit for this week's magical unicorn circuits. We have a blank circuit card. We have a strip of copper tape. This is going to be our conductive material that electricity will pass through in order to create a completed circuit. We have 2 LED light bulbs. Now, you're only going to need 1 for the project, but I wanted to include 2 just in case. Sometimes these LED light bulbs don't work, so if you find that one doesn't work, you can try the other one. So we have our 2 LED light bulbs. We have 1 battery, and you can see on the battery there is a plus sign. That is the positive side. It's going to be important to keep track of that. And we also have some crayons so that you can color your card. Our first step is going to be to color your card. So go ahead and take a minute. You can pause the video, and using your crayons, you can color your card. Go ahead and add any designs that you want. You can decorate your unicorn however you want, but you want to make sure not to color too much over these 2 little dots at the top of the unicorn's horn. All right. I have completed my unicorn. I have colored my unicorn, and I added some sparkles in the back as well. Feel free to add whatever you like. Now, you'll want to color your unicorn first because it's going to be kind of hard to color if you wait until the very end, because we are going to be taping your battery and your light in here. So let's go ahead and get started on the circuit portion of your magical circuit unicorn card. First of all, we're going to take one of your LED lights, and you'll notice that your LED lights, one side has a longer prong than the other side. That longer prong is the positive prong, and we want to make sure that the longer prong goes in the right-hand hole. So I'm going to flip this so the longer prong is on the right-hand side, And that's going to go right into the hole where the tip of the unicorn's horn is. So right there. Our next step is to fold down our prongs at a 90-degree angle so that they lay flat on the inside of your card, just like that. So see, nothing's really holding them down now, but it's attached to the card and won't come off because I've bent those prongs. All right. Let's move on to our next step. And for this step, you might want to get a little bit of tape that you have at home. That's why I have my tape sitting right here. It just makes things a little bit easier. So next step, we're going to take our battery and we're going to open our batteries up. Now, like I mentioned before, we're going to take a look at our battery and see the plus symbol. You want to make sure that the plus symbol is facing up. So we're going to put our battery right into the circle where the battery goes on our diagram with the plus sign facing up. All right, and we'll actually hold off on the tape, but keep it handy because we will need it. Our next step is to carefully peel our copper tape and place it on the copper line so that we can attach the prongs of our LED light bulb to our battery. You can choose to cut your copper tape if you prefer, or you can fold it. Just be really careful because the copper tape does like to stick to itself. So my recommendation, once I get this going, is to only peel a little bit of it at a time. All right, so now I've got my copper tape peeled. I'm going to take my copper tape and I'm going to lay it on the left-hand prong so that it covers the whole thing. And I want to make sure that my copper tape is really covering that prong. So we're going to kind of fold the tape, and we want to make sure that our copper tape doesn't have any breaks in it, because if we have a break in our copper tape, that means that we'll have a break in our circuit and the electricity won't be able to make a full circuit and light up the light bulb. So I'm going to tear off my copper tape here, since that's about halfway, and see how this copper line is on top of the battery? That's exactly how we're going to attach the copper tape to your battery. So once again, plus side up on your battery. We're going to attach the top of the copper tape to the top of the battery on the plus side. And then we'll just lay that there flat. So now I have a circuit going all the way from my positive prong all the way around to the positive side of my battery. Let's do the same thing on the other side, but you'll notice on the other side of your circuit drawing, we have a break right here. Do not put the copper tape in this break right here because that's where the magic happens. We're going to put it over here. So if you need to cut your copper tape again, that's all right. I'm going to tear mine right here, and that should be enough for the first corner. Let's see. So again, really covering that prong, and I'm going to make a fold. There we go. And now I need to connect this part of our circuit as well. So I'm going to take another piece of copper tape. I'm just going to break off a little piece like that. We'll peel it. We'll see how it curls on itself. You got to be really careful so that it does not stick to itself. There we go. And we're going to place this one down underneath the battery. So you'll lift up your battery, you'll place that copper foil or that copper tape down, and then lay your battery on top of it. So now the copper tape is touching the battery on the positive side and on the negative side. At this point, you can take a piece of clear tape and you can tape your battery down so that we make sure that the copper tape is really touching the battery on the back side as well, and that battery won't move around and break the connection on the back side. All right, we're going to take our last piece of copper tape, and I'm going to measure it out against the line that we have on the right hand side of our card. I'm going to tear off just that much so that I can still see my instructions. So let's go ahead and peel off this piece of copper tape. Now you'll notice if you look at your light bulb right now that it is not lit up. And that is because we have not completed our circuit yet. We don't have a full circle that electricity can travel through. So by placing this piece of copper tape on the right-hand side of the card, when we close our card, this copper tape will attach to the other two pieces of copper tape, creating a circuit that electricity can travel through from the battery to the light bulb and lighting it up. Let's see if it works. There we go. You might need to use your thumb to wiggle around a little bit and find that connection. So let's see. I'm folding mine in. There we go. And you can hold it, and now you have your magical unicorn with a light up horn. If you're having trouble getting your unicorn to light up, you can take any extra copper tape that you have and you can double up your line on the right hand side so that you have a larger surface area of copper tape available to touch the opposite side. This will make it so you don't have to wiggle your card around a little bit, kind of like I had to do in order to find that sweet spot. There we go. If your circuit is still not lighting up after that, make sure you check your positives and negatives on both your battery and your LED light bulb. Make sure that you have them coming out of the correct ports and connecting to the correct side of the batteries so that you can actually create that electricity. Because if you connect them the wrong way, that circuit is not going to be complete. It's going to act as a block and say, no electricity, you cannot get by. Thanks again for joining me today, guys, for our fantastic crafts where we created magical circuit unicorn cards. I hope to see you all next week when we make castle catapults right here on our YouTube station as well. Make sure to pick up one of our take and make kits so you can follow along at home, and make sure to log your reading so that you can enter to win those really cool prizes that we showed earlier. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next time.